Hi designers, today we're going to learn how to create a rubric online using a program known as Rubistar. In order to use it, you can go on as a free account or you can create a profile for yourself. I suggest creating a profile so that you can easily log back in. I'm already logged in on this one and you can see my username over here. So we are going to start with creating a rubric. So let's take a look at creating a rubric. In previewing this, I found that the rubric that is customizable for our project, the one that seems best is one over here in the science grouping called Building a Structure. So I'm going to select that one. As a reminder, this comes up, this warning that the page expires in 40 minutes. So as you're working on it, you want to be very careful about saving it on a regular basis, or else you will lose all your work. So the first thing we need to do is to name our project. And for this one, we're going to call it Building a 3D Chair. And ask how I want to keep my rubric. Is it temporary or do I want to have it permanent? And I want this to be permanent so that we can use it beyond just right here. The next thing I do is I look at the various categories that are presented. And these are the ones that are presented for this particular building a structure. And so for our purposes, we're going to follow some of the same design processes that we were talking about to begin with. And so the first one we're going to click on is information gathering. When I click on that, please note that this gets filled in for us. The information for a 4, a 3, a 2, and a 1. And as I review this quickly, these seem pretty good, and so I'm going to keep those. My next one, following our same pattern, will be plan. We've been using plans and creating plans as part of what we do as designers, and particularly as engineering designers, and so this fits in with our project that we're working on now. The next one that I'm choosing is function. The function talks about how well my chair is going to be built and that how it will hold up under different stresses. If any of these do not fit what I'm thinking about, I can go in and I can change it, but I happen to like what they have here, so I'm just going to keep these. My next one is on testing. And so, once again, you can see all of the different categories are filled in. I like them as they are, so I'm going to keep it. And then there's one more in this grouping that I liked, and that is regarding my construction materials. So I fill that in. Now, there's another one that I don't see here that I like, but it's not in this particular grouping. So this gives me a chance to create my own. I happen to find this rubric in another section, and it's called Design Viability. And so I want to use design viability, and so I'm going to create my own category here. And so I'll type in design viability. The categories that are in that particular rubric are pretty good. And so I'm going to copy each of these with a copy and paste. And I can put it in each of the little boxes. There. So now I have my whole rubric here. the way that I want to use it. At any point, I can go back and change any of these categories, but I think I'm satisfied the way they are. At the top here, where it talks about a 4, I'm going to put in excellent because I like that categorization. 3, good. 2, fair. 1, poor. Okay. Although there are many more boxes down below here, I'm not going to use those, but I will go to the bottom where I am going to submit and preview my rubric. It says that it is not yet saved. It gives me a chance to look at all the categories here, and this is what my rubric will look like. As I preview them, if they seem to fit what I'm looking for, which in this case they're fine, I'm going to now make this available online by clicking this section here, Make Available Online. This will put the rubric into an online database, and you can access it at any other time. Please remember to copy down your ID, your rubric ID, so that you will be able to use it, to type that in when you are finding a rubric, and then you can use it from there. And that's all that we need to know for creating our own rubric.